Okay.
We will continue to ensure the Bloodsworn do not return.
We already talking about
Should
Diablo
you
4.
ever require
Yeah.
our aid, we will be here.
All I'm saying is, like, I feel like what Blizzard games really have problems with is, like, having longevity. Like, I think that's the biggest weakness with, like, a lot of these Blizzard games is that they don't really have the longevity that people want to see out of them. I gotta take a piss, guys. I'll be right back. Hopefully nothing will kill me here. The armor is unearned. Dude, is unearned glory? What do you mean unearned? Like, how is it unearned if I spent $300? I'm back. Sorry about that, boys. Okay, so what is this? Wash hands? Why would I wash my hands? Dude, I got a clean dick. Let me get over to this other area. And as soon as I get over to this other area, we'll look at everything. And then I'm going to get ready for this PlayStation State of Play shit. I don't know what it is. You said it? Oh. I know I did. I'm funny. I'm a funny guy. Let's see here. Can't import an inventory. Oh my god, I'm back here. Am I? Is this the same place? Oh, it is. Okay.
Hello, hello,
so
hello.
I can just do as many of these rifts as I want. Is that right? McConnell was bullying us? Yeah, right. Go to Rackass Square? I don't know where that is.
We are heading back towards our boat.
Oh, this is the auction house.
Slowly but surely. We set up a teleporter and didn't name it anything. And then ran away from it to set up another teleporter and name that one. So now we just need to go back to the original one. So it's gonna be a while.
Dude, I don't know how that worked. McConnell came in and he said the N-word. Yeah, he's done that before. That's just called Tuesday. Alright, let's see here. Where do I have to go? I guess we just follow this way. Pathway to the docks. What the fuck? Oh, shit. What do you want, old man? It seems that way. He said the thing. He did. State of play in 80 minutes. 80? Oh, damn, I got plenty of time. Wait for Kane's ritual to complete. I know.
Such a long ass run,
what's the
man.
ritual?
Such a long run.
Strange. The spell seems to have no effect. It is as if the stones are resisting.
Well, that sucks.
I should have guessed this would not be easy. Even the ancient Horadrim worked together when dealing with shards of the world stone.
So should I help him?
My friend, I will need you to lend me your strength.
Of course.
If we are to attempt the ritual once again. What must I do? Stand there, outstretch your arms, and focus your mind upon the stone.
I can't do it with one arm. That's
the rest will be up to me.
You know, that's the Chinese salute. Okay, so now what? I click on this. Okay. As soon as I finish this thing, we'll go ahead and get ready for the PlayStation thing. All right, guys. Demons have arisen from the shards. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what? That was easy. Okay. Yo, fuck this demon shit, bro. Hey, yo, fuck this demon. Oh shit, these are higher level ones. Okay, never mind. Okay. Probably gonna be a boss after this, I assume. There's like the trash mobs, and then yeah. I'll play video games before I know how this shit goes. Okay. Dude, I just hit him for 5. Did y'all see that damage? Holy fuck.
Hello, mountain. I almost want to run over you.
Bro, I deep dicked him.
Kane, I'm fine. But that was not supposed to happen.
Oh, really? I thought it
Shards
was.
have been irrevocably
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the
corrupted
state of
by
play.
Bale's influence. I'm sorry, but
Truly at a loss. Alright. Consult Roger says. Go see Charcy. Okay.
do not lose hope, Kane. I'm sure you will find something.
Okay. Alright, I think that should be good. Let me get out of here. Level 29, big dick. Okay, good. Let me get out of here. Alright. Let me open this shit up real quick, okay?
Let's just not freeze. How about that?
To age, how stupid. And then, you know, I really made sure when I laid this copper out that I made sure I didn't do this mistake, I thought. Well, but obviously already last week, you know, I'm not that stupid that I will lay out waxed copper. Like in for a week, I'm like, man, you know, you're getting old. Laying out waxed copper.
Oh shit.
So it's a thing.
One tapped
And,
him.
you know, I haven't caught the culprit in action, but I mean, you know, there's only one person who really would take the time of their day and come over, and I'm pretty sure they live over there on Bird Rock. Are you kidding me, man? Seriously, going in waxing all my copper. I mean, you know, for the other bits and pieces, I'm happy if they're waxed because, you know, I want them waxed from me. They waxed them too! Although it's a bit annoying because I need to some change of... they waxed all my copper, that's for sure. I'm gonna continue later.
Oh, almost killed me.
Okay guys, and here comes the actual grind. What I've been working on this week, and that actually impressed the Hive.
How am I carrying too much?
You know, they didn't expect I was
Off
gonna
of-
be able to pull that off so quickly. So yeah, let's head down into
Wow.
the belly of the beast with all my tunnels. Man, I
I'm
expanded
dead.
my node.
No!
Everywhere.
I wasn't paying
I've been
attention.
everywhere, man, and I just came through
Oh,
mining session, so we got
no.
from last time the third one back here. Then I
Oh.
expanded my operation to over there. I have two more of those
way.
geodes I'm harvesting from, and by doing this, having a alarm clock set every 3 hours.
That's so
Over the past few
depressing.
days, whenever the alarm clock went off, I got up or whatever I was doing, coming to the server here, going away from my AFK spot, which was down at the chests, and then I was chopping amethyst shards, and now we do have 2 double chests full times
On the run again. Made this run even longer than it needed to be.
double chests of amethyst shards now. 4 yeah. Plus the hoppers here, they're also holding some. So we did it. We have 48,000 and a little bit more amethyst shards. Now, we just need to dig an insane amount of sand, like 24,000 or something. And then we need to take that and turn it into tinted glass, and then we can start working on getting insane amounts of obsidian. So we can start actually working on our crazy farm, centralized farm project here in the perimeter. We're grinding our way along. You might wonder, why are there mushrooms in the perimeter now? Well, I will show you that a bit later in the episode. We will casually revolutionize slime farming. It will change slime farming forever, and something you see over there might actually make sense. Turns out, maybe Mambo is actually a genius. Well guys, this whole week so far has been kind of a squeeze for me, literally, because I'm really having a hard time this week producing this episode. It's not my fault, it's mainly the fault of this construction site that is straight outside my window. At the moment, yeah, they are laying out fiber, better internet in my area, which will be good for us in the long run.
No,
right?
no,
I
no,
already
no, no, no.
pre-ordered that. It will be, 1,000 lines, so insanely fast. So yeah, good. But minus side is
I
for a whole
can't
week,
afford that
right in
right
front
now.
of my window. They've been jackhammering, buzz sawing, loaders, like I'm literally trying to find quiet time frames. And if you hear some, or time windows, right, and if you hear some construction noises here and there in the background, I'm really, really sorry. I was trying to edit it out and using software to eliminate outside sound, but it's not fully impossible. It's literally 5 meters in front of my window, and they're pretty much jackhammering like absolute.
Okay, we should be good
now.
now that we're on this
So yeah,
island.
the editing of this takes a long time. Anyways, we will not be deterred by that because yeah, we gotta start our energy production for our main base. I dug out a huge hole here, a few layers down below main base, and it's lined up with our future elevator. I have already completely constructed in creative. Just need to replicate it here. 2 of the best door makers in the business worked on that elevator and gave it some really cool stuff. That is a hive mind project, if you ever know one. But yeah, it's gonna be cool. But first, we're gonna start other stuff because we gotta have an infrastructure to be able to go bigger scale. And what we want is, in the end, a way to produce and smelt stuff really fast. And the chain to get to that starts here with actually a bone meal farm. That is the first element we need to become energy independent and produce our own energy, if you will, kind of in a environmental friendly way, right? We're not digging out that coal, we're making our own pellets, aka charcoal. I mean, that's the equivalent in Minecraft. And yeah, we're gonna make it out of renewable sources, kind of fitting with our theme here. So yeah, cleared this huge area, collected a ton of building blocks here, as you can see, and yeah, let's start hammering out this moss farm. It's a really, really good and efficient design by Il Mango. Pretty sure you maybe have seen it before. Anyways, let's hammer it out.
I'm pissed. I thought I could run past.
I know what you're thinking. Savvy man, black box wine drinker. Correct.
Oh
Times
my
did,
god,
which
guys.
is French for dose, which is Spanish for deuce.
Tell him about the award.
Oh, no. We can't do. Oh, could you display those over 100 black box medals of excellence in the trophy room, please? Thanks.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Come over to the savvy side. Black box.
I'm gonna fucking cry. I wanna get this run over with. Holy fuck.
Last but not least, we gotta throw some bone meal in those dispensers down here. Those are going, into the moss you see up there and, creating more moss. I mean, you don't need to fill all of
Alright,
them.
let's do this fucking run again.
Yeah, it's been spread out a little bit. Okay, like these. Good. Throw a bit in here, and throw a bit in here. There's 6 in total down here. And obviously I used very cheap building blocks for the setup. It's just a moss farm. It's too expensive materials to make this, and everything should be ready to go. Hopefully I didn't make no mistake. There's lava in here, stone is filled in. We should be able to generate moss and then generate bone meal, and this thing should spit out 25,000 per hour. So let's just see what happens. Alright. This is looking good. Yeah, everything is running fine. As you can see, it's always the same concept with these moss farms in a way, right? We have stone generators sitting on the outside. This is very fast though, because there's double piston extenders working here on the outsides and always pushing in, if possible, 2 wide slices of stone. That makes the thing way faster. I mean, double the speed as, you know, previous designs like that. That's a 2.0 version. I don't know if a Lightmatic for that is out there or a tutorial by Mango, but for the base version without the double piston extension, for sure. You know, just check Il Mango's channel. Easy to find. There's plenty of videos about this topic on his channel. Always a good source to learn some stuff. As you
Oh
know.
my god,
Yeah,
please.
it is gonna take some time, right? Until all our dispensers are filled and ready to go, and then yeah, we will start producing bone meal. Like the composters are filling up now all over the place here. And then, you know, here you can see already the bone meal flowing around, and it's dispensed into the dispensers, and eventually, you know, all the dispensers will be full, and then we will see bone meal coming out right here, going over there, and it should start bouncing up here in our water column. And yeah, from here we will further process the bone meal that comes out. For now, I will put a quick shulker loader system up here or something, so we can process it and store our stuff. But yeah, I'll keep on running this thing now for a while, and wait until the first bone meal comes spilling out. But yeah, runs fine. Leg is also cool with it. Obviously, our usual mantra, right? We build highly efficient farms, so we don't have to AFK them forever and run them forever, if possible, of course. And with the amethyst, there's only so much you can do. So yeah, so we don't have to run them forever, and eventually, you know, we get our resources, and that's it. So we only run them here and there, and don't lag out the server all the time. Looks like the bone mill on the left ran out. It'll take it some time, you know, until this is all filled up. The rotation of the water is in this direction, so obviously those sides will be filled first, and eventually this here will catch up. Man, this is so satisfying to watch. The dispensers downstairs are slowly but surely filling up, almost full, and then yeah, we will see the machine actually outputting bone meal as soon as the dispensers are filled. To handle that, for now, I installed a normal shulker box loader setup up here. We have a small rotation chamber that could be interesting for you if you have to handle huge outputs and you want to align stuff. This is how you do it. You come around the corner, right? Then stuff will be aligned here, and then you use stairs and water streams to cycle stuff around. And yeah, using these sea pickles will align stuff perfectly on the edges of the hoppers here. As you can see,
oh my god,
this stair is this way around, this stair up, way down, sea pickle here, sea pickle there. And then we use glow lichen to separate the water streams, and the water stream is coming in from here, and items rotate in this direction. And you know, they keep on rotating here until they're all processed, in case we have a huge spike of stuff coming in, right? And then let's go down here, just the normal shulker loader setup, pretty much. Yeah, right there we have our shulker boxes sitting in this chest back here. We fill in more if we need to. Right now I have an additional one in each of these dispensers below, in case those are filled. Yeah, and then pretty much our shulker boxes will end up here. Later, when we're gonna utilize the bone mill, obviously we can simply put a switch in here and send the bone mill to another way, and not send them, you know, into the loading station pretty much. And yeah, that should be the start of a lot of farms you can run off of this thing. And yeah, it's a highly efficient design, really running well, and no problem. Only thing you shouldn't do,
all
as with
this
most,
because we froze to death.
farms that have a lot of stuff going on, you should not go away while this thing is running, because yeah, unloading could cause the smooth stone generators to mess up, and then could generate cobblestone and break things, and maybe delete your lava. I know this by pure coincidence. I don't know that because I went away from the farm unintentionally while it was running at all, and wasted 20 minutes to fix it. Didn't happen at all. So keep that in mind, or you know, always keep it chunk loaded. That's another option. So yeah, hopefully we will soon see the output of this farm, but more and more bone meal is starting to trickle out. As you can see here and there, there's always some some bone meal coming through. And yeah, sooner but later, this farm will work in full effect as soon as all the dispensers are filled. But, you know, it's already starting to trickle a bit. Alright, looks like we're reaching full production phase now. Yeah, most of the bone meal or all the bone meal rushes over the last hopper here as well. That is the last dispenser that needed to be filled. And now we have a decent item stream. Let's stand in it real quick and see how it goes here. Yeah. Alright, yeah, that is neat. We have a nice constant flow of bone meal now. Okay, now we're kicking. Yeah, now we're starting to run in full gear. Nice, always nice chunks of bone meal coming out. And yeah, thing is up and running now. That will produce a lot of bone meal for us.
Where my shit at?
Yeah, I think we reached max speed. Let's quickly test. Yeah, last
Give me all
dispenser
of
here is
this.
full as well. Yep, okay. Everything we produce now that comes out of the machine is pretty much excess. We're catching it in our Schalke boxes. Nice. That's great to see. Well, it kind of became a meme, right guys? To make fun of Mumbo a little bit. Poor Mumbo. With his, yeah, let's call it what it is. Trashy slime farm here. Trashy in a sense, I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it surely does produce nothing. But Mumbo
Maybe I
was
shouldn't
on
go
to
out while it's...
only,
Ooh.
you know, the final click was missing to make this idea actually something completely viable and insanely efficient and actually good enough to completely overhaul slime farm meta, which is in the game for like 10 years. Like nothing majorly changed here, right? Like it's always been the same concept. You go ahead, find a slime chunk, and in most cases people have been using external tools. I showed you the slime farm overlays we had going on, right? There's yeah, plenty of ways to detect slimes these days. You can even with the new,
I'm gonna wait
you know,
for
big caves,
daytime.
you can maybe spot slime chunks
Because
easier
God forbid
because
one of
the
those sea
slime
monsters
spawning
fucked me
and
up.
you'll
And I know it's a
catch them
short
located,
trip,
but still,
but
it's
I'm pretty
always
sure
this
they can
huge
spawn
task
in the
ahead.
ocean.
Gotta dig it out.
And
As we
that's
know, generally slime spawn
too
by
far for
40,
me
so you
to
go
want to
deep
risk it.
down, dig out layers, and you know these days.
Because
you
if
can
I
do
lose this boat
deep
here, I have
slaying,
no
it's
way
even harder digging, and
to
yeah,
get
it's always been a
across
huge digging
at
game.
all.
That's why a lot of people never really made slime farms, and of course the problem of detecting, especially for the purists among us, you know, that really play Minecraft pure and don't want to use any external tools and whatever. You know, they always had problems locating slime chunks. Well, welcome to the new slime chunk. Here's a pretty big swamp. You can find them still in the world. They're around everywhere, as you know. And yeah, the new meta is now actually building swamp slime farms, and it's totally viable. And there is a secret to it, and it is in this chunk.
We can use another bite.
It is brown mushroom. The brown mushroom has a very special trait that makes, yeah, these swamp slime farms highly efficient. We're gonna build one together. It's really easy to do.
Is it daytime yet?
Then we're gonna offer that to Mumbo, and hopefully we can trade it so we can tear down, you know, his useless slime farm behind our base and, you know, claim that space to build. All right. So let's get going. I start with the basic structure and then I explain more what's going on.
Oh, daytime.
Right, there she blows. My god, okay. That was an absolute grind. I hammered this out in no time. I'm on a mission. Oh, I can already hear slime in there. What's going on? And it's not even optimized. We're missing the final trick. So, I'd say, yeah, we use this here as our exit. Right. Where do we start? So, we have actually a highly efficient slime farm in front of us. This bad boy produces 18,000 slime per hour. And yeah, let's look at it in detail. I mean, generally, this is the same thing Mumbo built, right? We have his platform. It's about the same size, roughly, maybe a little bit smaller. And then we have a roof. And also, it's perfectly pitch dark. Well, if the torches are removed, right? Because we have tainted glass, or tinted glass. You don't have to use tinted glass. You could use stairs. But, you know, we want to present this to Mumbo, so, you know, put some work in and make it look epic. And now comes the trick, the hive mind, the oversight. So this would be a pretty decent slime farm already, but it would not be very efficient. You see, we have torches around, and as you know, in 1.18, mobs only spawn at a light level of 0. And that goes for all mobs. Mojang would never make a mistake and forget about it, wouldn't they? Well, they did. And yeah, what they forgot about is that, yeah, these slimes in the swamp are a tiny little bit different. Those, you know, slimes in the swamp, they need a light level of 3 or lower to be able to spawn. And there is one block in the game that, you know, creates this perfect situation for this. And that is actually mushrooms. Brown mushrooms have a light level of exactly 1. Grab that half step back. Let's quickly test this thing out. There it is. And yeah, that makes it so. Actually, in this farm here, only slimes will be able to spawn. We will be able to eliminate each and every other mob spawning.
I might as well bring the bow over here.
By having the whole farm
Since we're gonna go north anyways.
With, you know, this brown mushroom. You can easily get tons of brown mushroom. Just go to a roofed forest, mushroom island. They're everywhere, right? They're easy to get. Here, this farm is huge. We want to build a high efficiency farm. We can go bigger, of course, but you know, Mango will release videos, and yeah, they'll be coming out over the next few days. Maybe when you watch this video, they should be out already. He's working on the tutorial and on the explanation videos as we speak. Of course, you can make smaller setups, way smaller setups that are still very high efficiency, and you know, will take no time to build. You can literally build them day 1. And yeah, using the mushroom trick here. And we will no longer have to dig for slime. Those times are over. You just locate a swamp, go there, build a tiny little setup, maybe a chunk-sized one, and you know, use this mushroom trick, and then you will have insane spawn rates. So now I will go ahead and mushroom out the whole place here. Everything. For our farm, we needed 4,600 mushrooms. That's quite a lot. That's maybe nothing for a starter farm. But yeah, as I said, it's about the concept. I want to show you the concept. The magic mushroom. This mushroom flooring here will make this farm so crazy efficient that really it rivals anything you dig out, and it's way less work. So I think this is the new meta. It's quite interesting though, by the way. There's a lot of stuff going into this. This farm, on average, produces 18,000. There's also times where it produces a little bit more and also less. That is because why? Well, because the slime that actually spawn in the swamp here are on a monthly cycle. Yeah, you heard right. Actually, the spawnability of slime is bound to the moon. At least, you know, the ones here in the swamp. So if we have full moon in Minecraft, we we have the highest spawning chances. If you have new moon, spawning chances are actually 0. But and then you have a even distribution for more and more spawning, and reaching its maximum efficiency during full moon actually. Yeah, it has a lot of weird stuff going on in Minecraft. Anyways, even if you AFK here for a while, an hour, a few days will pass, and yeah, you should get about 18,000 slime per hour for this setup. So yeah, let me do the final stage here. Go ahead and mushroom everything up, and then we should be ready to test. And I think yeah, our mustached friend Mambo will be more than happy with this change. And yeah, I'm also more than happy. Once again, change the game. For 10 years, the way to build slime farms has always been the same. Here comes the hive mind. That's the goat way. This is the way, my friends. Alright. I installed a little bit of a storage system here at the output, a few chests. Mambo can do whatever he wants with that then. And now it's time to test this bad boy. Everything in there is mushroomed up. The golems are ready to strike. Oh, there's already a few. Alright, yeah, let's get up and then we shall see this farm in full effect. I wonder what moon phase we have at the moment. It's kind of interesting to know for a farm like that. Anyways, here's our AFK spot, and yeah, now let's have a look down and see what's happening on the slime farm. I wonder. Alright, let's see. Yep. I think we can say this is working really well. Oh man. Oh yeah, it's working really, really well. Slime spawning like crazy, and I don't think we have full moon at the moment. Yep. So as usual, the slimes track towards a few big boys. The slimes track towards the golems, and then we just beat them up through the fence here, and then we got our minecarts moving around below here, and they're picking everything up. And then
My bad.
things are delivered to our connection system over
attention.
there. And yeah, you can see the slime balls coming out. Obviously the minecarts have unloaders, right? They can come back here then eventually if they picked up some slime. This one will start unloading now. Should have picked up quite a bunch of slime upstairs. Alright, yeah. Unloading. And yeah. That's how we process things. And it's getting nighttime. Interesting to see. Okay, this is not a full moon. This is pretty much a really weak moon. So we are in the early moon phase. It's maybe half moon. That means the farm at the moment is as half fast as it can be. So yeah, when this thing is running at full gear, it's gonna be even more of a slime paradise. But I think, it's working fine. We proved our point. So in the end, what we are able to do now is to very, very precisely say, no, we only want slime to spawn down there. By the way, I made a little mistake when I explained before. I said slime need light level 3 or lower. That's not true. They also need light level 7 or lower. But keep in mind, right? There's always still this mechanic. The lower the light level, the higher spawning chances are. So by having light level 1 in here, that is the minimum lighting we can have, and to eliminate all other spawning, but still enable slime spawning, and therefore this is super highly efficient. Like if you put a higher light level in there 2 already, or something below 7, which is not 1, you will lose insane efficiency right away. Like we only get that many because of the magic mushroom. And with that said, I'd say we slowly but surely wrap up this episode. And I gotta tell you something, guys. I was able to record and edit and produce this whole episode in one single day. Well, I had to. I was forced to do so because, it was horrible with the construction site outside, and I couldn't. So I spent all time preparing, making everything ready to go, and making sure I will be able to record this episode in one go without interruptions, have all the materials ready and hammer it out. But still, yeah, we're over 13 hours in today. It's been a long day. Gotta wrap up the editing, and we managed to get the episode out in time. I'm very pleased about that. And yeah, I see you, my friends, in the next episode. Thank you so much. I'm out. I'm tired. Bye bye.
Okay, we'll leave that boat there. Alright, let's get to the crib. Now let's connect these fucking portals.
Life in the big city. Ain't nothing like it.
Looks like
Wait,
rain.
has anyone seen my house? It's such a sweet, sweet thing.
No, stop. People say it all the time. A guy can take his shoe to the face better than anybody I know.
An item.
Hello everyone, my name is Blessed Moon and welcome back to Hardcore episode 6. It has been an absolute hot minute since we have logged into this world. Also, don't mind the skin, we just played the Minecraft Championships number 22 and it was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. But anyway, that's why I have a green skin. But hi guys, welcome on back into the Hardcore world. I know we haven't seen this one in a little bit.
I didn't mean to do that. I should probably move that since it auto teleports you.
I love this world so much and I'm so excited to be back. Now because it's been a little bit long since we have played this world, let's give you guys a bit of a recap on what we did last episode. We added 2 new buildings, in which was this building on the left here, which clearly needs to be waxed. And we added this building over on the right. So now the left building doesn't have anything
what can we
in it. Still not
take?
sure what to put in it. I was reading a few suggestions from the last episode. And I'm still not really sure, so we'll figure that out. Maybe like a sugarcane farm or a pumpkin and melon farm. I don't know. But then on the right hand side,
everything
this
over there.
building, you know, is host to the bee farm. It's just a really small one, and you know, some of these hives, you know, didn't even have bees in them, so they're not all, you know, producing producing things, but at least there is honeycomb in some of them. But apparently I need a little bit more iron in this world. I'm very short on iron. And we also did that huge thing and fought the dragon and came back home successfully. We have a lovely little egg to show for it. Also, look at all these music discs. I'm pretty sure in the last episode I didn't mention that I got all these. I think at some point off camera I decided to just have a little bit of fun and get some skeletons to shoot some creepers, so I have all these music discs now. I would like to collect all of them at some point, so that could be a potential goal for the future. And we do need to find a place to put this. I have no idea where I'm going to put that, but that is a problem for future me to solve. I'm very excited to make something though for it. Should be really cool. Either way, with everyone caught up to the present time, I think one of the first things I want to do is actually wax these buildings because they're all going green on me. Bonk. Now I think this color is actually the color that I wanted for this one, so these ones can stay some lovely pinkish greenish color, and this one is going to be the normal copper color. And also, is it just me or does waxing the copper sound absolutely great? Up. Ah, so satisfying. Yeah, that sounds absolutely disgusting. Looks like we have one little block up there that just needs to oxidize one more stage, but otherwise, looking much better. Beautiful. Now at this point, it's been so long since I've been on here that I am absolutely rearing to go to make some more progress on this little village that we have going on here. And the area that we're going to work on today is this zone right here. And the first thing we need to get to is we need to chop down these trees because, you know, they're not really aesthetic right now. They're pretty ugly. They're just here as a bit of a farm to get some wood, and I think it's time to move them because they're kind of ruining the vibe that I'm going for. While we are chopping these down though, let's have, you know, a little bit of a chat. As much as it has been a while between episodes, I actually really enjoy this series. I just had to give Hammockcraft a bit of a chance to get started and get settled before I kind of got back into the single player series. But of course, Hammockcraft is quite a big series to undertake, and there's lots of huge builds that I do make on there that take a very significant amount of time. Now, because I want to continue both of these, because I love them both so very much, what I was actually thinking is potentially making shorter episodes of Hardcore, but uploading them more frequently, you know? So I'm kind of thinking, you know, something anywhere between 15 minutes or so. 15 minutes or a little bit less, something like that, just to give Hardcore some extra love and make sure we're continuing our progression on this world. I'm not sure what kind of length everyone typically prefers when watching videos on YouTube, but I thought 15 minutes might be kind of a good length to aim for while still making enough progress here. Is this something you might be interested in? Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts, because honestly, I would love to just keep this world running and pump out a few more episodes more frequently while still doing both of them. Anyway, let's get these trees chopped and move them somewhere else. Unfortunately, this also means this giant oak tree has to go too, because I have some better tree plants to go here. I'm thinking we could probably plant these up top now at this point. It is going to be a lot riskier chopping trees down with potential mobs kind of spawning underneath them in the shadows or specifically at nighttime. We're just going to make sure to be extra careful when farming some wood. Plenty of room. Some trees down.
Essentially just trying to get everything over to the Elder so then I can switch it over to the bone mass.
Have a few jungle trees growing over there as well. And moving on back down. Now, while this is the area that we're going to be primarily focusing on today, it's kind of clear by the state of all of my crying tools right now, you know, we're not really prepared to take on a slightly biggish, I say biggish because I've done big ones before, but slightly biggish build project. Like, look at this little poor pickaxe. It's got 181 durability left on it. It's crying to me. It's crying to my soul. We need a good source of XP, and nothing that I really have at the moment is gonna fix everything within a minute, because I have villagers, but it takes a hot bit to actually get enough XP to fix an entire tool. So we need to make something else. Seeing as we fought the Ender Dragon recently, it means we have access to an end that is not going to immediately kill me as soon as I jump around in it. And I think it's very much the time to brave
oh yes,
the void
definitely
and
make that my spawn
ourselves an
point.
Enderman farm for some of that easy XP. I'm going to have to prepare a few materials, but we have kind of most of the essentials, which is the wool and pretty much just some building blocks. But in terms of the design that I want to use, now, I'm not exactly great at designing farms myself, so I'm actually going to use the design that is currently on Hermitcraft at the moment, because it works really, really well. I love how efficient it is, so I'm going to give a big shout out to iJevon and Wells Knight here for making the
Grammarly helps you work more efficiently, which makes accomplishing your work goals easier. Get full sentence rewrite suggestions to help you say what you mean faster. Download at Grammarly.com. Try it today.
What is a woman? Can you tell me that? Well, you're at the Women's March. You must have some idea. Please, if one person could tell me what a woman is.
You are not here for women! We ask you to leave!
What is that?
I'm a husband. I'm a father of 4. I host a talk show. I give speeches. I write books. I like to make sense of things.
A woman is not anything in particular.
There is not one particular thing.
It could be many things to many people.
Some women have penises, right? Some men have vaginas.
I like scented candles, and I've watched Sex and the City.
Yeah.
How do I know if I'm a woman?
That's a great question.
You're not a scientist. You're not a gender studies major.
No.
How do you know that you're a man?
I guess because I got a dick.
Can a man become a woman?
I'm not a woman, so I can't really answer that.
Women only know what women are.
Are you a cat?
No.
Can you tell me what a cat is? You want to tell us what a woman is?
I'm a biological woman that medically transitioned to appear like a male. I will never be a man.
And so they go on the internet and they're told that all their problems will be solved if they become a man.
So you worry that there could be a sort of social contagion element to this?
A teeny tiny bit, maybe.
It got me at 42. Your child doesn't have a chance.
And you're affirming it with hormones that have never been used in this way.
Puberty blockers, which are completely reversible.
Completely reversible.
One of the drugs used is Lupron, right? Which has actually been used to chemically castrate sex offenders.
You know what? I'm not sure that we should continue with this interview.
You don't want to talk about the drugs that you give to kids?
How can they be removing the healthy breasts of 15-year-old girls?
There are masculine girls. There are feminine boys. What are we going to do about that? Carve them up?
How can this whole thing be happening, Matt?
I wanted us to have a safe place to be able to talk about this.
Part of me wants to ask why you care so much.
I care about the truth. I care about children. I care about the women who are having their opportunities stolen from them.
Is it transphobic to tell the truth?
The interview's over. Just turn off the cameras.
Excuse me,
Well, fair question. I just wanted to know, what is a woman?
and you're not gonna find out.
Based on what I'm saying, would you ever want to move to America?
They say no, never.
We'll see when it comes out.
That farm on this current season of Hermitcraft, and I'll be leaving a
I'll
link
take it.
to
A full chest full of wood. That's really nice.
At this point, I'm going to do a quick snap to after I've gathered all the materials I need, because that's probably, you know, a bit boring to watch me sift through chests anyway, as it is. So, you know, I'm just going to look around and get everything sorted out. Boop. There we go. We have all 3 shoulders with hopefully all the resources that I may need to build this thing. Time to get ourselves into that.
I like how these fuckers are destroying my...
Now, where was that?
He just keeps on hitting it. He's going back and forth. Look at him. What an asshole.
Found it. Now comes the absolutely terrifying part. Facing the end again. Oh boy. I hate everything about this. Be it on the XP. It's gonna be worth it. I'm hoping. Oh, don't stare at the end of it. Don't stare at the end of it. Okay? Okay. Now, first things first, we need to make ourselves a huge cobblestone pillar all the way down to the edge of the buildable world down there. There's a super easy way of doing this, and it's just simply place a bucket of lava down, and then wait till it flows till it won't no more. Looks like it's not going to move any further, and then we place a water bucket right next to it, and that is going to change the entire thing to cobblestone. Super, super easy. Look at that. Look at that girl. Look at that water girl and changing all that to cobblestone. Yeah. Oh, now comes the part of me making a lot of weird noises until we get this thing completely built. Because this is just scary, and I have nothing else to say about it. Okay, you know, just weird noises. Okay, this is so scary. Oh, so scary. Oh, okay. Oh, we got it. Got the block.
Damn it.
2 stacks out this.
The pancake is firmly pressed down by all matter of being.
Good. All good. Whoa. Yes. Bunk. 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 Enderman, be gone. Distance. And some pretty blocks to go in front of them. More Enderman, be gone. Little dash of redstone. An extra dash of redstone. And a lovely lever. Oh. And that works. Look at that go. And now we just build up. Whoa, this is super high up. Now we're gonna make a platform and place some trapdoors down as well, so that the Enderman can, you know, fall down like absolute numpties. Giant platform outlined. Now we gotta fill in the rest. I am speed. Yes. Almost there. Almost there. Oh boy. Done. We now have a platform. Now the next part is getting an endermite right in the middle of this thing for the enderman to aggro at. And something I've just realized is I forgot to bring myself a minecart. So I'm gonna have to go back and get that. Oops. Beep. Beep. Perfect. Okay, we're back with the minecart. So all
So
I need
much
to do
shit.
now is just get this set up so I can get the endermite in the middle of it. Boop. There we go, we have our little spawning area. So now what we need to do is spam a whole bunch of ender pearls, hope to get an endermite, and we're going to stick this lovely little pom-pom name tag on it, stop it from despawn, and then we're going to get it in the minecart. Now I've given myself plenty of ample room to run around and dodge it in case, you know, we have a little bit of trouble. I always see people spawn them in like super tight spaces and then sometimes they may die, and I'm not about to risk that. So, nice big area, just gotta get it in that minecart. Come on, let's hope for the best. This is like the most dangerous part about making this farm. Makes me so nervous every time, and you're taking down your health all the while you're using the ender pearls. So then when the endermite spawns in, you could already be down on health. Alright, come on. Give me this endermite. Come on, we can do this. If I do run out of ender pearls, I can always just get more. This is like the end. You know, plenty. Oh, here we go, endermite. Alright, give him a little name. Pom-pom. Alright, Pom-pom, you just gotta get in the minecart now. Come on, we can do this. In the minecart. Yes! Okay, we got you in the minecart. Now,
you need to die,
sure
sir.
it's all tucked away into a corner so it's positioned directly, directly in the middle of that block, because that's where it's going to sit. Now I just got to push the minecart without dying. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to clear out this mess that's around it. Now what should happen here is I'm going to break this block, and this minecart is going to float down and land directly on top of that block. So you're just going to softly go down. Beautiful. There we go. It's positioned. Now do not touch it. We will not move it. Oh my gosh, my pickaxe is almost broken. This farm could not come at a more perfect time right now. Okay? But this is not it. We have to build just a little bit more of a protection around the endermite so the endermen are not going to kill it, because they very much will want to when they spawn in. A couple layers of carpet to top it all off, and we should be good. Alright, now this is pretty much, you know, like
Now
I
we
said,
just need to get to
same
bone
design
mouse.
that's on the Hammock Craft, so the last thing that's left to do is to break all of these torches and get the endermen spawning, and hope this thing works. Oh, I'm so excited! I'm so excited. Hopefully the endermite doesn't die on me, because this is actually a little bit different than the types of farms that I usually make. Like normally it's on a 3x3. Oh, there we go. Look at them. They're already going in. It's already working. Let's go. Oh, yes. So yeah, I'm so excited to see
To
this
make a
working.
portal, we need
Fix up these
20.
tools. My gosh, it's a long time coming. Look at them go. Yay. Oh my gosh.
10 and 2.
Look, I just removed the ones in that corner. Look how many are going down and like right now. That's insane. So many are spawning. One more little tiny torch. There we go. Oh my
And we need
gosh,
enough for a
look
workbench.
at that. Look at the absolute spawn rates of these Endermen. There's so many. Alright, we need to see this from the bottom. Look at them all zooming down. Now, of course, I don't have those pistons pushed out, so they're not actually landing at the moment. But when I flick the lever, those Endermen are going to land on the deep slate, and that's going to be a, you know, one-hit farm. Look at them all zooming down. The glass was a fantastic effect, so you can see it all happening. But before I do activate the farm, I am just going to put a couple of layers of wool along this bridge, so the Endermen aren't going to teleport to it. Because at the moment, they certainly will as soon as I start whacking away, and we don't want that happening. Alright, capital place. It's time to see this thing in action. Let's see it. Oh, I really hope nothing goes wrong past here. Okay, healing tools time. Oh, look at all the XP. This is absolutely brilliant. Alright, it's time for me to camp here for a little bit and fix up all of my poor crying tools. Oh, this is so nice. This is so nice. Jevon Wells Knight, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And of course, when you feel that you're all done with the design, just flick the lever and all of the junk that's, well, at least most of it, most of the junk from whacking the Enderman just falls right down with him. And you don't have any more entity lag, but you do have this satisfying effect right there. Now, of course, I will also be decorating this farm myself and making it my own in the future. But for now, we have other projects that I really want to get to, so that's something that we will tackle in probably some near future episodes, because I would love to decorate this thing and make it my own. Absolutely beautiful. And now that we have our tools all fixed up, at least the ones that actually have mending, it's time to go home and work on some fun building projects. And we're back home, just like that. One project down, or one farm added to the list, and we're ready to make something a little bit more aesthetic now. Oh, feels so much better to get all this stuff fixed. My gosh. All right, let's get cracking into some work. Right. Back to this area here, and the reason why I cleared it out in the first place. I'm sorry we had to go on a bit of an excursion there. Otherwise, now, I think you've seen me, you know, run up and down some cobblestone stairs to get from here up to the surface, right? I'm kind of tired of doing that at this point. We need an actual entrance and exit from this base area to make things a little bit easier. I figure this area could work pretty nicely. I could make a lovely little garden going up the side here alongside the waterfall, and then I'm thinking I'm going to do a bubble vader type of entry and exit on this little part that sticks out right here. And then of course I'm going to adorn it with some pretty fancy decorations and things like that, and I'm thinking of also adding a potential like bridge that stretches out from this point up there and comes over to this level here, so maybe we in the future can kind of expand on that and start to build some buildings up on the second level up there. And I think a bridge is kind of like the first thing or first step that I really want to do into making that happen. Because I don't know,
we on the road again.
It goes up to the second floor and meets up with that bridge, and I think it could just be really pretty in general. Now at this point though, this one is actually going to be a time lapse. I know I didn't time lapse the Enderman farm, because I'm going to time lapse this one. I'm just going to put my head into clouds, zone out for a little bit, and just get building on what I just explained. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you guys to see this, and yeah, I'm gonna get cracking.
I should probably make a better bow. What does it take to make this bow? Just bronze nail? Bronze nail?
I am back in my skin again. The cave torches are shining, the bats are fluttering, and I finished the build. Look at this, look at this. Absolutely a beautiful new area that I have created here. It looks so much cleaner now. Like just adding this bridge over the top as well just kind of pulls everything together a little bit. Like it takes that bit of land and that bit of land, and it's like, okay, now meet. You know? So we got bridge. We got some wheels, and we got some more moss, and gardens, and things. All the lovely things that help bring it all together, and I think start to bring some of the like theme of the mine shaft a little bit further into the build as well. One thing about this bridge as well is that it's not really one bridge, but too. I mean, it is connected in the middle with that little joiner right there. But otherwise, it is two bridges because obviously I didn't want to block off the waterfall that we've got going on. It's too pretty to block it off. So it does split in the middle and lets that water continue to run down and fall into the lake below. Now, I did accidentally place a singular block in the waterfall that disrupted the water flow, and I decided, hey, this might be a cool effect. So then I placed two more blocks, and now I'm just realizing that it kind of just looks like one giant rectangular prism of water. So I'm gonna have to change that and fix it. Going across this bridge here, you'll also see, of course, that we've made
this
that
isn't
garden
good.
that I was talking about, and I made these lovely trees.
In the sense of like the
Honestly,
swamp
I
thing
pay
right
people to
there.
kind of build this type of tree quite often, but it looks nice. It's simple, you know, and it works. Love the dark oak, stripped dark oak in the inside with azalea leaves on the outside and a little splash of flowering azalea for an extra color. Now, unfortunately, we also, you know, because we're technically building in a savanna biome, all of the grass and stuff, the leaves kind of look dead otherwise, but it's still kind of working and it still looks pretty nice. We've got the mossy ground and also the small drip leaves to kind of complement it as well. I'm also slightly getting ahead of myself here by walking up to this area, but hey, yep, this is where my bubble vader now exists. So you walk up these little sprucey slabs here, come up between the cog wheels, and you'll see the entrance and exit to my base, looking mighty fresh, and you just go all the way to the top, and this will eventually bring you out. We're getting there. It's a slow process. It'll eventually bring you out in the middle of this like little tiny secluded lake that we have here. You see there's all my trees I was growing earlier right over there, so it's very, very close to our stairs, and this can definitely be a place in the future that I can, you know, kind of build up the externals of the base a bit and really show off where the entrance to my, you know, underground section is. But now let's go back down and show you guys what else I've built. Alright, back down after my bubble vader shower, and let me point out a few kind of smallish details that I've decided to add here, other than obviously the big glaring ones. I've added this stone retainer wall here, which could be with a little bit of variation with the other side or something, but I've added this stone retainer wall encompassing the garden a little bit, just to kind of neaten everything up a little bit. I found when I was kind of building this that this area is looking a little bit messy in general, and I wanted to neaten up a few small details. So one of them was to add that wall. Another one, as you can see, was to change like the polished polished deep slate fencing that I had around the place. And this location got replaced with lecterns with oak slabs on top.
I'm
and
fucked.
adding some signs on the other side to block off
I need to get
the front-facing lectern texture that we had. Looks pretty good from behind because we get that really cool pillared effect from the lecterns themselves. And you also might notice I textured the rock that was in the middle there that was entirely stone before. I think it looks much better with a little bit of a textured gradient now. And as I was talking about removing the polished deep slate banisters before, I replaced
I'm gonna die out here. I'm so triggered.
polished deep slate slabs, and I think it just neatens everything up a little bit more. Of course, with all of the colors and just everything we have going on down here, there was just too much going on, too much to look at, so it kind of comes down to starting to simplify some of these, you know, earlier details that I had added to the place, and I think that works so much nicer, so much neater, and honestly quite a bit more pleasant to walk along these paths. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the changes we've made. We may not have like made a full new building in this area, but I think details like this are so important to bringing
Oh, got another one. I'd rather handle those guys than the fucking big boys.
In Santa Fe, you'll find flavors as rich as the history that inspired them. It's just one of the things that makes the city different. But there's still so much more. waiting to be uncovered.
Hello, Tester.
And then lottery tickets.
Can I give you a couple of scratch-offs?
How old are you, your daddy?
13.
You what?
I'm 13.
You can't get no scratch on me.
Okay.
Aww. It's laughable to everyone here.
That's too bad.
If ever expose a 13-year-old to the dangers of a lottery ticket. But then, we arrived here at the gun show.
Is that the shoot? Pretty good for you.
I'll take it.
Within minutes, the 13-year-old easily and legally bought a .22 caliber rifle from a private seller.
There it is, boys. Hell yeah, brother. Hell fucking yeah, brother. That's crazy. And the thing is, like, that is fucking nuts. Like, let's be honest. Like, that's fucking nuts. And, yeah, I can't believe this. I saw that there was this, I've got to find this. I put it on, like, my likes. I'll pull this up and talk about it a little bit here. Let's watch, this is a senator here from Texas, actually. His name is Lion Ted. Let's see what Lion Ted's got to say here.
Tragedies like the events of this week are a mirror, forcing us to ask hard questions, demanding that we see where our culture looking at broken families, absent fathers, declining church attendance, social media bullying, violent online content, desensitizing the act of murder in video games.
There it is.
Chronic isolation. Prescription drug and opioid abuse and their collective effects on the psyche of young Americans.
You see, like, that's true. He's right about this. Why not just add in better protections for buying guns? Like, why do you not just add in that one? Because if he had added that one in, everybody would be like, yeah, that's actually true. Great. You know, like, this is good to see. And it's so weird to me to see this. Anything but. Yeah, it's like the floor is, you know, creating any regulation. It's just nuts, man. Because the NRA is paying him. As I said, if it was up to me, I would make it to where taking any money from a political activist group like this, and then just taking any money from them, period, not even being able to prove that it was acted upon, but if you simply take money from them, you are charged with treason. Whether it's lobbyists, a political activism, you know, a private group like the NRA or whatever, I would charge you with fucking treason or sedition. That's right. And I would do it immediately. It would, like, I'm amazed that people aren't out rioting in the streets asking for that right now. It's embarrassing, honestly. But I'm not doing it because you're not doing it. You're not doing it because he's not doing it, and he's not doing it because I'm not doing it. And so that's kind of how they get you, right? So, like, let's go back and let's listen to what they say. Let's listen to this again, and we'll actually think about, like, how much of this is true. And how much
I need it to be daytime before I go anywhere. Like, outside of being close to the island. So I really don't want that thing to spawn. It'll kill me. My boat's not fast enough. I'm stupid for doing this anyways in this kind of boat.
I mean, he's not completely wrong, right? I mean, obviously culture does play a factor. Absolutely plays a factor. You'd be a fool to say otherwise. Saying that culture doesn't play a factor is the same, in my opinion, as saying that having better protections for, like, kids getting guns doesn't play a factor. You know, like, they're both as completely fucking ridiculous.
What's up, pal? You scared the shit out of me because I thought you were a wraith.
That's true.
They just spawned.
Yeah, a lot of the people that are these shooters, they come from families that are not, they don't have, you know, both parents, and there's a bunch of, like, problems in their household. This part is true. Absolutely. Of course. I mean, that goes into broken families. I think it's fair. Okay, that's fair.
Declining church attendance, social...
I think that the declining church attendance part is stupid, but obviously what he's really saying is a moral decay, right? Is that there is no sense of, like, overarching morals that are governing principles in which society exists under. That's effectively what he said. And that, I think you could make an argument, sure, right? Yeah, sure. Obviously, like, having more, like, moral relativism and things like that, where people don't care as much about things, and there's no sense of morality in the culture, I think, yeah, that makes sense. It would make sense that would lead to more violence and things like that.
Media bullying.
Yeah. And also, like, church, another factor here is church is a very strong community for a lot of people, and a place where people find belonging. And the way that people like this can sometimes be, like, de-radicalized or talked off a cliff by, let's say, a preacher or a rabbi or somebody like that, sure.
Violent online content.
Wait, let me go back over there.
Social media bullying.
Social media bullying. I agree with this. I think social media.
Bruh, go forward. What is going on?
Yeah, there probably would be kids that
would go.
School or something like that, stuff like that. Like, and this is like, this is the kind of stuff, and the reason I'm getting to this is that I want to show, like, how divisive.
What is happening?
For literally no reason. That's all bullying? Yes. No, I'm not saying that, like, social media bullying is.
They won't
like,
even let me shoot
the
them.
reason why, and, like, real bullying wasn't. No, I think both of them are bad. Yeah, all bullying. Yeah, 100%.
Violent online content. Desensitized.
Violent online content.
I just shot my own thing. Every time I stop, it stops moving.
Like World Star.
Please.
Like that. Do you think that causes people to be violent? Do you think that causes people
I just need the win, brother.
Aggressive, like lively? Like, for example, like watching an ISIS execution. Does watching an ISIS execution make you want to execute somebody? Probably not. Like, I don't really feel like there's much of a correlation here. I don't think so at all.
Can we get some wind?
Murder in video games.
I don't think this is true. I don't think that normalizing murder in video games is the case. I think that there are a lot of things that people do in video games that they wouldn't do in real life. And I think for some people that's a reason why they play video games, is it's a way for them to express themselves. This has been proven to be untrue by, like, a bunch of different people, in a bunch of different ways. Yeah, it's like, look, I think
big ass swamp area,
right? So let's look at this here. Video game revenue, violent gun deaths per 100,000 people. So this is clearly not. This is not the reason. Like, and this is the best thing about it. You know what's so great about this? Is it's a graph. And it's a graph, and it just fucking proves it. That's all there is to it. Yeah, it just simply fucking proves it, man. I love it. It's so great, man. And reading a book about murder doesn't mean promote killing. How is a video game not the same? I think that it's because Ted Cruz is like 60 years old. And who do you think as at the NRA convention? Other people that are 60 years old. That's it. Those are the people that are, that's what they're doing. And so those people don't understand video games, you know? They watch The Big Bang Theory and they laugh whenever they make a stupid joke because they're like, that's like my son, he does all that computer stuff. I don't know how that stuff works anyway, you know? Like, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, let's continue. It's just like, it's evidently false.
Chronic isolation.
True. I think so. I think that a lot of the people that commit violence like this, many of them are chronically isolated. This is something that's actually true. For fucking sure. Yeah, it's not like this is... And what I'm saying about this is that...
Quit it.
Let me let it...
Why are you hitting all of a sudden real hard?
Drug and opioid abuse
Has there ever been a bigger? I mean, really, has there ever been a bigger true? Abso-fucking-lutely, this is a factor. And especially about the prescription drug abuse. Yeah, 100%. And what's this here?
Oh my God.
Yeah, sure. And absolutely prescription drug abuse.
Go forward, please.
Man. And I'm not sure I understood the isolation part. Hard to study chronologically.
Go, 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 go. I just need to make it to the rock. Just need to make it to the rock.
In relation to
Oh my
My
god.
understanding, I could be wrong about this, I'd have to research every single one
I
of them.
just need to make it to
Is
the
that
rock.
many of the people that committed shootings like this were on some sort of like prescription drugs that were used in one way or another to regulate their emotions or their mental
Oh
state.
my god. Okay.
Yeah, I think that there were a number of them that were like that. Yeah, SSRIs, yeah. It's fake information. Outcasts are more likely to radicalize. Yeah, I think so for sure. And they literally aren't. Let's see here.
Okay.
All are on antidepressants. Anything but guns is the issue. Uvalde wasn't a targeted school shooting. He was already fleeing police. I'm not sure. Then they vote against bills to help with all the issues. Kids take Adderall all over the world. Yeah, I think so. And Bob's
There we
article
go.
took suicide with guns as gun deaths. I mean, yeah, I find that to be disingenuous as well. And right, so it's the
Oh
men's
my
fault,
god.
not
It's
the
like they're all
underlying mental
coming.
no. And this is I think that this is what the problem is, right? Is with people like Ted Cruz and also like and I want to show one more of these, and then I also want to
Okay,
show
he's
the
not
Ethan
even hitting
clip,
me.
and then we're going to talk about kind of what I think the problem is with this in general, okay? Is that, like, let's say you disagree with me on the prescription drugs and, like, the, you know, like, prescription drug abuse and things like this, which I do think is a problem. I don't know how many people have had this. I remember this was a big conversation, like, maybe 5 or 10 years ago. I don't remember clearly what exactly was happening, so this is not a hill that I want to die on because I don't really remember it that well. But I think that there are some points that we brought up in here that are true, right? I would say so. Yes, they're true. And let's look at this. So here's another one.
Money in the bank. So why and how is being looked at right now. And I'd say this, hundreds of more, thousands of more leads are being looked at right now because we haven't answered all the questions. We haven't gotten into the why. Okay, we know the individual is also into cyber gaming in that regard, and group gaming in that. So we've got a lot of questions are out there. We're seeking answers, but we've got an obligation to continue to update you when we find something out.
Cyber gaming. That's right. And you can't abuse SSRIs. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I do think that drug abuse is obviously a problem, and people that get isolated from culture can sometimes do that. I think it's simple.
I just need to make it to like an island.
Obviously bad things.
Or like stay close to one at least.
Doesn't have mass shootings every day. I'm not really sure about every single issue, etc. But like, let me go back and I'm going to bring up another clip, and we're going to talk about that one too. And you see what I'm saying? For a large portion of firearm violence in the country committed by Democrat strongholds. And this is kind of what the problem is with the whole conversation. And I've got one more to go with. Let me see if I can find it. Where the fuck is it here? I'm looking to find... where's the video about fucking the Ethan video? I'm trying to see it. I don't know where it is. God fucking damn it. Okay, I want to find like a very simple video. Oh, okay, all right, here we go. So this is another video here, and let's look at this.
So there was a big protest outside the NRA meeting. Do we have any insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting today in Texas?
Yeah.
Someone could bomb that building. So there was a big protest outside that. Someone could bomb that building.
Yeah, so all of these are not helpful. These are, like, all of these things are not helpful. And it's insane to me that we have had the entire public discourse about every single important issue being hijacked by this. And this.
Violent online content. Sensitizing the act of murder in video games.
This is nuts. Can't make a joke now? I don't know. I feel like that's not a joke that you should make. Yeah, like let's assume that Ethan was joking. Let's assume that he was joking, and we'll give him the complete benefit of the doubt. I still don't think you should make that joke. I don't think so. I don't think that you should even make a joke. This is my opinion on these things. is I don't even think that you should joke around about inciting violence. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think, yeah, inciting any type of violence or anything like that, you should not make any joke about inciting violence. Hurricane, listen, unless you're watching fucking Jesse Ventura, hurricanes are not created by people. So that's a completely different fucking thing. Now here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you something, all right? See, you made a stupid comparison and you tried to do a gotcha. You're gonna get banned for that. I'm sorry to say. That was a stupid thing to say, and you should not say that. I hate idiots that say stuff like that, thinking they're smart. That's an immediate permaban just for having a stupid opinion and trying to do like little gotcha, like a hurricane. This is not what I'm saying. It had nothing to do with what I'm saying. Yeah, anybody that does that, what a moron? Yeah, I don't tolerate morons. Anybody that makes a, the one thing I hate about more than stupid people are stupid people that think they're fucking smart. It's the most annoying and obnoxious thing. And which take on Forrest, it's not about him, right? All I'm really trying to say is this, right? Is that whenever you look at these kinds of people and you see the entire discourse around this as being completely, you support a depth joke about murdering and fucking corpses, but bombing joke is too far? Yes, it's completely different because one is being expressed to the public and the other one is being expressed in private. If Ethan had a text message that was found that he said that, I would be completely okay with it. I would not really care. Now, I'm not going to ban you for that because that one is, I can see how this would kind of, like, if you lack nuance, it's hard to, like, I could see that happen. People don't get out, argue against spinach, they try and flank your opinion on a related topic that paints you badly. Yeah, because they don't know what to say. How is that different? Care to elaborate? Because it does not create actionable words that people can use on a large scale. So, like, what I mean by that is that there are people who are going to perceive this in a way that is legitimate. Does that make sense? So, like, for example, whenever you say something to an audience, it's much different than if you say something to a friend. Because you already have an established relationship, a rapport with that person, they understand what the joke is, or maybe they don't, but either way, and like, let's say that person goes on a fucking rampage, and they do a bunch of really bad stuff, and then they find that the logs, and you said this to them, well then, yeah, maybe you would be liable for that, absolutely. But I think saying something to an audience of thousands of people is completely different than saying something to an audience of, a private conversation. Like, I do think that, like, in a very, very, like, almost absolute way, private conversations are immune to, like, any sort of, like, private conversations and, like, things like this are immune to any sort of criticism like this, but public comics like this are not. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, private words of depth on public eventually. Yeah, exactly. And you're watching out of context. Ethan said to bomb it with love, immediately said it was a joke and apologized after. Helps to know what you're arguing about. So he said bomb it with love. Let me see. Let's see. Where's the video? Yeah, let's see. Let's see for ourselves.
Someone should bomb that place.
Thank God.
Okay, so I'll roll that back.
Roll that back immediately.
Everything but violence.
Rewind time.
Let me.
We cut back.
I got a little carried away there.
Oh, I don't know.
The building. Take that. It's a rip. It's took it a little.
No.
I got a little splash in there. Roll it back. Rewind time. Yeah. Let's protest about this. Let's bomb.
No shot. Like, he obviously meant. He obviously meant. Like, yeah, he obviously fucking meant it. Because he says, I'll take that back. He didn't say that was a joke. He said he'll take that back. Yeah, I got a little bit carried away. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, man. He made a joke, like, bomb it with love. Where's with love? Yeah, I didn't hear that at all. Rolling with context sounds like a joke to me, bro. So you guys think that it's a joke. Okay.
Meant with emotional protest. A love bomb in Minecraft.
It's so obviously disingenuous. This is so obviously disingenuous. It's very obvious that he actually meant to say vomit. He clearly said that, and that's why he added in a video game as well. This is something that people say all the time as like a get out of jail free card. People have done this before. Like it's disingenuous to say that that's what he entirely meant. He clearly meant to bomb the building. That's what he said, and then he walked it back and said not to. Like obviously he did everything he should have done afterwards, but it's not probably the right thing to say. The point is they don't actually want people to actually die. Wait a second, I doubt it's a joke. What? Yeah, am I getting gaslighted here? I'm confused. I mean, listen. Here's what my opinion is. I'm going to make it very, very clear, all right? Because some people are getting in their feelings about this. I like Ethan. I've talked to Ethan before. He should not have said this. This is a bad thing to say. I don't think he meant it as a joke. I don't think so. Because of what he said afterwards. He said, oh, I'll walk that back. I got too carried away. He didn't say it was a joke. He said he'd walk that back. I said something in a moment of passion, realized it was horrible in context, walked it back, but his animosity towards those people was genuine. I don't think he really wanted them to die. I think saying something extremely emotional in the moment wasn't meant to be a joke, though. That's the fairest, you know what? That's the fairest way to say it. I agree with you. And I think that, yeah, I think that's actually the fairest way to say it. Bro, it's not that deep. Yeah, it is. I think it is. Because I think in a world where people are constantly gaslighted and told that what's directly in front of them isn't there, they can't see what's in plain sight, that you can see this and hear this with your own eyes and your own ears, and you're supposed to pretend like it's something else and accept the reality of another person, I think that's ridiculous. I think this is what the issue is, right? Is that with things like the shooting, etc., you have the two issues, and you have these extreme positions. It's either you arm elementary school teachers, or you take away all of the guns. Those are the two positions that you can have. You either take away all of the guns, or you give the kindergarten teacher an AR-15. That's it. And I'm tired of this. I'm just fucking tired of it, man. Am I the only person? I see this every fucking day. And it's these nutballs that are controlling the conversation, going to these extreme fucking lengths, and then everybody takes the fucking bait, which to be fair, we did too, and then the original video gets 1 million views. Luckily, somebody was able to correct me and give me more information, and we looked at what the context was. It does make it a lot different, although it's still bad, but look at the difference. Look at the amount of people that that got fed not necessarily misinformation, but misleading information, 1 million. And look at the amount of people that got fed and listened to the actual fucking context of the statement, 24,000. That's a fucking problem. That is a huge fucking problem, man. And then if you go on YouTube and you try to find any videos about this, a lot of them cut right after he says this. Why are they cutting right after he says this? It's very simple. It's because that creates the biggest... Fugati, thanks for your 10 gifted subs. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. To be fair, Keemstar put the whole clip on Drama Alert. Isn't that a fucking shame that Keemstar is the only person here that had enough journalistic integrity to actually provide the context? I can't fucking believe it. But all of these people are circulating around these clips and things like this, and they're not talking about the ideas. They're not talking about the problems with guns. They're taking videos, and I think a video, in my opinion, a video like this is really fucking like this really fucking, I'm trying to think of like the way to say it. This really goes to show. Like, look at this. It's right there. Yeah, it's right fucking there. Gaslighting? Whoa, did I just say something offensive? Exactly. Got chats full of brain deads. I want to say that also, issue is dogma and tribalism. I hate it all. Yeah, difference between the original video and the added context video. That he walked back the statement. He said he didn't mean it. That's clearly what the context is, obviously. That video is fake or illegal. Okay, let me ask you a question. So, in the case of things like a private gun show or a private gun sale or something like that, whenever there's like a very high chance of something illegal occurring, and there's a financial benefit for that illegal thing to occur, maybe the problem is with the thing. Do you see kind of what I'm saying? So like, let's assume that we are going to assume that it's illegal, okay? because I think that I can even argue that it's still bad even if it's illegal. Because what happens here is that you create a, what have I always said about profit incentives? Is that if you give somebody a way to make money off of something, they will do it whether it's illegal or not. Whether that's writing stupid things off their taxes, whether that's speeding a little bit over the speed limit, or whether that's selling a gun to a 13-year-old at a gun show where there's no sort of real transaction and there's no accountability for it. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's only illegal if you get caught. Exactly. And so these people have a vested financial interest in doing something illegal. They can do something illegal and make money from it. Do you see my point? I was supposed to fill out forms at the gun show, but some people don't because of cash. Isn't that convenient? Yeah, isn't that fucking convenient?
Bruh. How is this happening to me right now?
They wouldn't sell them alcohol too. So how does that make any sense?
Oh my god.
And this is kind of what the problem is here, is that a lot of people try to... A lot of people, like, do you guys want me to, like, because I can look up and figure this out, whether it's actually illegal.
No way. I just got defeated by a blob.
Is Lost Ark. Do you remember back whenever we first started playing Lost Ark, and I'm like, you know, how do you get your boat? And I get 7 different answers, and nobody knows how to get the boat, really. Like, nobody has any fucking idea, but everybody is so sure about their idea for getting the boat. Or like, oh, you have to hold down Alt to separate these. So it's like, well, it doesn't work that way. Yes, it does. Try it, try it, try it. You have to try it. Chat spamming, try it. And then I try it, it doesn't work. Yeah, it's just nuts, man. You have this culture of debating everything. Most of the culture of not accepting defeat. You can tell it's a recipe for misunderstanding and miscommunication. No one wants to concede a thought. They would rather dig in than concede and work out a resolution. That's, I think, what the fundamental problem is. Like, I would love to talk to Ted Cruz. I would. And just ask him, like, why, like, how many video games have you played? Like, can I tweet at Ted Cruz? Can I DM him? No, I can't DM Ted Cruz. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. And Tetris, he plays WoW. Ted Cruz on Allcraft. Yeah, I wish I could. That would be great. Ted Cruz would 100% sit down with you if you're big enough. Maybe. Gun laws are different in each state, so all these people could be right technically. You can't talk to people like Ted Cruz. You talk to their talking points. Well, I would want people to, in my opinion, if I had to ask Ted Cruz anything, I would ask him this. Please defend not having, you know, more extensive background checks and, you know, more type of information like waiting periods for guns without using the words Democrats or the left. Do that. And you know what? I will actually take it a little bit more seriously. Because I think that the entire thing about it is completely reactionary. That's all it is. It's like, yeah, it's completely reactionary. And you just say Second Amendment. That's not, has nothing to do with it. That's not nothing to do with it. There's always been rules for that. Yeah, he's your government. You can contact him and he'll listen to you. He'll just say Second Amendment. I mean, there's clearly got to be nuance with it, right? I mean, there's obviously nuance with it because you can't have a 50 caliber machine gun. So there's obviously nuance to the Second Amendment, or you'd be able to have any gun you want. So you can't just say, oh, Second Amendment, that's it, because that's not what it is. I can do that. Background checks is create gun registry. I don't trust the government to have that information.
Beautiful.
Sure. I know there's a lot of people that think that way. But all I'm really trying to get at is that the entire conversation is being dominated by people that are extreme radicals, and nobody is actually talking about any sort of real thinking about this. They're not talking about the issue itself. They're trying to polarize each other onto these opposite issues. I think that's what the issue is. And then also, and I read these comments a lot in chat, and this is something that I see a lot, is that people talk about this stuff, and it's not really about, they don't realize that they're not really on a different side of other people with this stuff. And they're so polarized and like hyped up with media and shit that they never get the opportunity to just sit down and think for themselves. That's it. American singing guns being taken away as extreme is the problem. This is something I've always supported. I think you should be able to own a handgun for self-defense at home. I think so, and I'm not saying you should be able to have a fucking like fucking automatic machine gun or something like that, but I think you should be able to own a handgun for self-defense at home. And if somebody disagrees with me on that, that's fine. Or a shotgun or something like that, yeah. Like, I'm not talking about like a military grade, you know, AK-47, but I'm talking about just a handgun for self-defense. I think that realistically, police cannot always protect you. You can't always protect yourself unless you have a gun. It's called the Great Equalizer for a reason. And I think there's a lot of people that can't defend themselves, whether they're disabled, women, smaller in stature, or whether they get invaded by like 3 people and not just 1. It's unrealistic to expect somebody to do that, and I don't want to take people's ability to protect themselves away from them. So yes, that's what my opinion is on having guns. Everything outside of that, though, I think is kind of open for debate. Yeah, I think so. And I think that most people probably think that way. Diwali, biggest cowards? Yeah, for sure. And military grades farce. 99% of civilian firearms are better. Agree? Yeah, for sure. I can't imagine a world where my daughter couldn't defend herself. Yeah, I just that's what my perspective is. And legalize booby trapping your home. Oh, have like a bomb at the door. That's a good idea. And well, Malibu, you get robbed by a gun, you die. You get robbed by unarmed, even if you're weaker, you don't die. So the only time that people die is if they get robbed with a gun. They can't be killed by anything without a gun. People get the shit beat out of them all the time. That's like you have a knife. There's like plenty of stuff too. Yeah, I mean the rest of the world disagrees. Yeah, like again, it's just. That I don't know. I just think it's so crazy to me, man. It is. Why not just use a stun gun or some shit? I think that also the truth is, like, if you break into somebody's house and they shoot you, I think you forfeited your life. The moment that you invade another person's home, you have, in my mind, forfeited your life. And I don't care if they kill you. I don't care. I don't care why you're doing it. I don't care what the reason is for it. I don't care, like, oh, we never did anything else wrong before that. I don't care if you're younger. I don't care if you're 16. If they shoot you, you're breaking into somebody's house, you knew that shit was wrong. That's too fucking bad. And that's just the honest truth. Don't fucking break into people's houses.
Oh, see how much faster this is.
You're not gonna have that problem.
I hate that I'm doing it at night, but
only in Texas,
you know.
though? Yeah, and you're goddamn right. And so yeah, rest of the world is good police force. People don't need guns to defend themselves. I don't really know about that. I feel like a lot of people, like, there's crime all over the world.
Oh my
I don't
God.
necessarily know that. I think also, like, a big problem is that,
you see that guy?
as a first world
fuck.
This is not really true. Parts of America, and a good amount of America, is a first world country. But many of the places, especially the places where there's a lot of crime, these are not.
I can't see anything.
This is horrible.
So I'm kind of nervous.
Like, yeah, these places are shitholes, man. Yeah, it's like, I remember, where was it? I think it was like Trevor Noah, on his first day on The Daily Show, went and he showed some pictures of like terrible places because people thought they were in Africa. And it turned out that it was actually like in, you know, San Francisco or someplace in California or Detroit or something like that. Yeah, it's very, very common. Remember that? Yeah, yeah. I mean, I believe the Blink latest video, what's this here? Shows that? Yeah, I think so. Personally, you can't have guns here without guns.
The thing that makes me nervous about the, like, doing this
but, like, what I'm trying to get at here is this. It's that, whenever you
is if I don't have enough
America
fucking
being a first world country and comparing it
wind
to first world countries, I find
all
that
of a
to be
sudden.
disingenuous because America has such a massive discrepancy and disparity between different cultures and like different places in the country. Like the way it is in Detroit is a lot different than the way it is in San Francisco, which is different than Portland, which is different than Miami, which is different than like Mississippi. And some of these it's highly stratified. And I think that a lot of the gun violence occurs in those lower stratospheres, absolutely. And what first and third world countries relies on how we allied during Cold War, it's on a star rating. That's nice. Is that a very good technical argument that nobody cares about? Yeah, it makes no difference. I don't care about your technical argument. I care about what the general understanding of the meaning is. The amount of irrational individuals in the chat is unreal. Well, it's because people can't think about things without getting emotional about them. Like, for example, if I was wrong about one of these things, like people said I was wrong about like the drugs, like being on drugs, I'm like, well, I'll have to research it and find it out for myself. Like, I don't know this. I remember reading this. I remember hearing this. But, like, what do I remember, like, really? How how many of these people actually were there. I'd have to look into it and see. People don't really care because they just get emotional about things. Like, in my opinion, I've always said this, and this is a 20 kids died. Why wouldn't people be emotional? People that die every day constantly. Like, people get killed all the time. It happens every single fucking day, man. You have to think beyond that. You have to think logically. You have to make good decisions. You can't use your emotions to make decisions. That's not the way it works. Yeah, every second. Yeah, that's the way it goes. To sibling a bit numb more times than it happens recently. Yeah, exactly. Like and this is my this has always been my opinion on this. Is that I do truly believe that emotional thinking is weaker and a lower grade of thinking than logical thinking. I think that if people think with their emotions and they don't think logically and rationally, I think this is a lower form of thinking that I, to be honest with you, don't take seriously at all. I have no respect for it. I don't like listening to it. I don't want to hear it, and I don't care. That's all there is to it. So whenever I hear an argument,
made
it
this.
seems like it's an emotional argument.
Man, we should have just did this in the first place. I would have saved so much time. Oh, fuck me, bro.
How have we been making good decisions? Well, would we be having this conversation if we were making good decisions?
Oh my god, never mind.
Why would we be having this? Why would I be talking about this on my stream? Like, just by the nature of this conversation.
Is he gonna be able to catch up, or?
Yeah, it's just crazy. Logic is the only thing that we have whenever we're hit emotionally. I agree with you. Yeah, exactly.
I have to go with the wind, like even if it's out of the way.
I think most common sense
Oh my god, I just.
is logical. I feel like people die every day line downplays the
I
weight
hope
of
I'm
the
fast
event and
enough.
discourse around it. It only downplays the weight of the event and the discourse around it if you're trying to intentionally misinterpret what I'm saying as if I don't care that kids got killed in the school shooting. Is that really what you think? That I don't think this is a big deal? Obviously it's a big deal. And if somebody legitimately thinks that about me, then I'm not going to try to convince them otherwise, because this person has clearly already made up their mind. This is an illogical conclusion. It is not something that I've ever fucking said. It has nothing to do with
he's
what
coming
I said.
back.
So by the nature of me trying to address the argument that I somehow don't care about kids getting killed in a school shooting, I grant some degree of brevity and levity to that argument
he's coming
by
back.
considering it worthy enough to be debated upon. It's not even worthy enough to be debated upon because it's fucking ridiculous. Of course,
As long as I have wind, I am faster.
Obviously not.
It seems
so
like.
I'm not even going to try to argue otherwise. If you think that, you're fucking crazy. That's it. And let's see here. And you see the shit about the cop kill and the Buffalo shooting. You just fucking invented a truck, starts runs on water. Please YouTube it. That sounds like a conspiracy. I don't want to deal with that. Just because people die every day doesn't show over what the problem is presented. I never said that. Yeah, I never said that. How would you be able to defend people having handguns while being emotional all the time? Seems to me like a necessary force multiplier. People are already killing themselves normally. I think
Can it be daytime?
Yeah, I think that people do have a right to defend themselves. That's about one.
Okay.
And I don't think
I'll
it's
take
something
nighttime
it's not
with
a
no
black and
fog
white
at
issue.
least. That
Any
works.
sort of like, let me give you a very simple answer, right? A very simple like thought experiment. Okay. How many people die every year from auto accidents? Let's see, like, I don't know, probably like 100,000, a couple 100,000, somewhere around there, right? Like, yeah, a lot. 5 people? Yeah, a lot of people die. If you took the speed limit in every single place in the entire country and you lowered it by 5 miles an hour, I can almost guarantee you that would lower the amount of deaths from driving.
You think I can get this?
I can guarantee you. Like 100 fucking percent.
On the move?
Okay, 250 guy? Yeah. Absolutely not. No. So you think that people driving faster? No, it wouldn't. It probably would increase it. So let me get this straight. People in chat. Oh my god. Of course it would. Yeah, of fucking course it would. Because there's a lethal force. If less people are driving. Oh my god. Faster equals safe. Like. Oh my god, I love this. I love this. What are the arguments? Chat deaths, not accidents? Probably both. Yeah, and anyway, so what I'm saying is, like,
okay.
obviously, any rational, reasonable person would come to the conclusion that if you lowered the speed limits by 10 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour, everywhere, the overall deaths from automobile accidents would probably go down. This is just what it would be.
Catch the wind.
I
we're gonna
think
get
to a
the
certain
fuck
degree,
out of here.
understand that, like, by giving people the ability to do certain things,
And
like
while we
drive
do
their own
that,
cars, etc. And this will be an issue in the future, right? I think this will be that being able to drive your own car will be, I think, in like 30 or 40 years, this will be an issue that will be voted upon. Does an individual have the right to drive their own car in an automated society? And I don't really know what's going to happen. I have no idea. You can't know. But I do think that it will be a conversation point.
Okay. We survived. We got our shit back. I'm happy.
Look up accidents and death occurred by road accidents in Germany versus USA. So because does Germany not have any speed limits anywhere? So Germany has like no speed limits. They do? Oh, so they do. Oh. Well, I thought that... Not on the highway. On some highways. So some roads don't. So because some roads don't have speed limits, what's the population of people that live in Germany versus the United States? Like, it's just so stupid. It's so absolutely fucking stupid. 80 million. Yeah, the U.S. is like 4 times as many people that live there. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Literally only on one highway the chat is coping. Yeah, it's just nuts, man. Oh my god.
We need to start heading in
As
this
when they're
direction.
proportional statistics, I'd have to look and see for myself. They have no limit on highways. Italy's the same. Yeah, listen. I'm not going to accept the rationale that driving faster and not having speed limits is going to decrease the deaths of people driving. Like, I'm sorry. This is just, like, you're not going to fucking gaslight me into thinking this. This is not going to happen. This is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. So yeah, it's just fucking stupid. And listen, why not? Pega, why not? Why not? Yeah. And let me see here. Most accidents happen in cities anyway. You're right. That's actually true. I think you're right. And only in certain places the Autobahn doesn't have speed limits. And in Germany for 3 years, they're intentionally lying to prove a point. Yeah, I know that. That's why I'm not taking it seriously. And anyway,
if we get stung by a mosquito, we're fucked.
People like this and like comments like this and stuff like this is more or less like universally just like pushed away and gotten rid of. And at the same time, I hope that people talk about like more issues that I think people can have common ground with. Because I think that a lot of people would have common ground on issues like the gun thing, right? Like if there was like a defined way that people understood this right here, look at it. We'll look at it again. Yep.
Pretty good for you.
I'll take it.
Yolanda, thanks for sending subs. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Ain't that crazy, boys? Ain't that fucking crazy?
Not too sure if we can go through there.
And edited and dishonest. Hell yeah, brother. You're right. It's fake. That's fake. Fake, bro. Here's the problem with it, right? Is that all of these guys that go to these gun shows, they're there to sell guns. Like, this is their job. This is what they do for a living. So they make money whenever they sell a gun. So because they make money whenever they sell a gun, it's in their best interest to ignore rules because it makes them money to ignore the rules. Right? I mean, that's the way things go. And the more unregulated something is, the more rules people ignore. It's just that simple. Exactly. And so, like, whenever you create a situation, right? Whenever you create a situation in which people can be dishonest and profit off of it, you're going to have people that are dishonest and profit off of it. It's that simple. The video doesn't really work because if you went to a boot sale and someone was selling cigarettes, it's likely he'd be able to buy them underage too. Buying cigarettes underage, I think that's a fair comparison, but I don't think this is the same as like buying something out of like a. This isn't the same as like buying a, buying weed in a back alley. I don't find this to be comparable because this is done in plain sight. It's advertised to the public in many cases. I've been to these. Like my dad and I have been to shows like this before. I've seen them. I've been here myself. And you can't shoot cigarettes. Well, I mean, I think that cigarettes do damage people. They kill people, and they also kill.
You gotta
people
go around this
them
big ass mountain.
Absolutely. Can you kill 19 kids with a cigarette? No, you can kill millions, and that's why they outlawed flavored cigarettes. Listen, understand that you try to use these like little smart, little smart, like, oh fucking whatever. I am. Like you're not gonna get me with one of these. Just stop trying. It's annoying. Yeah, chat's it up. Yeah, I know, man. Can't compare them. What the fuck, Asman? Oh my god, man. Like it's so surprising. The artists of culture saying cigarettes are good for you. Also, cigarettes and guns are a stupid thing to compare. There used to be. You don't how quickly people forget and how much they don't know. Like this is, man. Oh wow. Losing it, Sunlock? No, it's very surprising because like. I guess a lot of people just don't know this stuff. Yeah, like cigarettes were like super fucking popular. Like everybody popular smoked cigarettes. Like everybody cool smoked cigarettes. Like back at whenever boomers were zoomers, cigarettes were cool. And they were not just cool, they were what you did. Like everybody cool smoked. Like that's just what they do. Doctors recommended them. Yeah. Let me see if I can get. Is there a video I can find a doctor recommending cigarettes? Doctor. Let me see if I can find one. One of the old. Here we go. Guys, keep it in mind. On television.
Once again, the brand name vote was Camel. Yes, according to this repeated nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camel than any other cigarette. Why not?
Just gonna follow this island until like. I'm hoping we like can go around.
There you go. So. You've got doctors smoking cigarettes right there in the office. That's what I said, with your throat, yeah. And that's what it's propaganda, you can hear it. Yeah, cigarette ads to pregnant women, yeah. So to say that like, oh no, that's not how it was, well, we got the tapes. We got the motherfucking tapes, man, and that's what it is. Big Tobacco was the NRA of those times. They just paid everyone off. Not only did they pay everyone off, but they paid for studies showing that that cigarettes weren't causing these kinds of things. Cigarettes don't get power to bullied, unparent, a piece of shit, kill 20 people in a day. Why are you not? Like, is it impossible for people to grasp anything more than a direct comparison? This is an abstract analogy. This is not a direct comparison. Look, why is it so hard? I don't think that I'm being unreasonable here. The cigarette examples actually prove how harder legislation is possible and how culture can change. Exactly. Yes, and that's my point that I'm making. And it's just crazy, man. Why are you so pro-gun? I'm not pro-gun. I'm not. Like, that's not what I said. I don't think that being pro-gun, having a handgun to defend yourself in your own home is being pro-gun. Whenever I think of somebody who's pro-gun, these are people who want to have, like, fucking machine guns and shit. Yeah, I don't think so at all. And let's see here. Is people arguing with you, Smart? I know, man. And listen, I've said before that a lot of people can get mad about this kind of stuff and like try to twist what I'm saying. It's like different ways, etc. It doesn't. The fact you spend so much time arguing with politics strangers, or what's crazier, stream used to have gaming content. Yeah, this stream was not as entertaining back then. Like I like talking about this kind of stuff, and it actually like it doesn't really bother me whenever people disagree with me about this stuff because I just think they're stupid. It doesn't emotionally affect me because I don't take their opinions seriously. That's honestly that's really the truth. Like I read it and I'm like, this is fucking stupid. I can't believe somebody believes this. That's about it. Yeah, so it doesn't bother me or drain me or stress me out at all. Yeah, I agree. Everyone, impact one person buying cigarettes has less potential for harm than with guns. That makes the comparison stronger. Why should guns be allowed to purchase for kids and never be banned a less dangerous product? All I'm saying is that both of these things are very bad, and one of them was legislated against, and they had, like good restrictions on it. And I think that really the point is with like videos like this one here, is that there is probably an element of truth to what everybody is saying. But there is only one actual reality. And in my opinion,
I see him.
You can't look at the actual reality.
He's behind us.
Unless you can understand the way that people
He's
behave.
coming.
And if you can't understand the way people behave, you're always going to misjudge future situations because you're basing it off of an idea that's not real. So, for example,
shit, I'm going straight for an island.
Whenever you create a situation
Oh,
that it is
God.
financially lucrative to misrepresent things, even if they are illegal, the chances of getting arrested are super low or getting in trouble are super low, then I say that because of that, people will skirt around or ignore or find loopholes in the rules to make money. I think that this is just common sense. And every time that you create a situation like that, you will have the exact same result. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, do you see kind of what I'm saying here? Is it like, yes, you will get the same result. It doesn't matter if it's like, and this is what happened with smoking weed, for example. It was very hard to catch people for smoking weed. It was very hard to like stop people smoking weed. People liked smoking weed, etc. People could make money off of it. And the government eventually just gave up. They just gave up trying to stop people from smoking weed. And that's all there is to it. And whoever keeps saying you have to be 21 to own a gun, don't know that you don't. I don't think that you have to be 21 at all. And it always comes down to the government being corrupt. I'll show you, what's this here? People like to do heroin and cocaine too. Yeah, but like weed is a lot easier to make than heroin or cocaine. Like, as far as I know, like, I don't know how to make heroin. I'm pretty sure it's much easier to grow and make weed than it is heroin. Yeah, what do you guys think? Yeah, not really. I don't know. Yeah, well, let's look up how to make heroin, guys. I'll go downstairs and we'll turn on some baking soda. We'll make some crack rocks and we'll see how hard it is to do. Right? I think that's a good idea. Yeah, we might as well just try that out. Getting more long-term answers actually funding schools to other countries and getting them security. Yeah, I think so too. I agree with that. Absolutely. And turn on your VPN before Googling that. Yeah, there you go. What's your most extreme political opinion? My most extreme political opinion? Probably universal basic income. I think that's probably my most extreme. Yeah, I think that's probably the most extreme out of everything. Yeah. I'm not really sure. I find that to be an extremely extreme opinion. And also any politician that was found to take any money from a prison industry or any sort of a private prison, and that then guaranteed that then guaranteed a minimum amount of inmates, I think that they should be retroactively tried for holding slaves. Yep. Yep, that's a pretty extreme one, right? Mm-hmm. Base, that's right. You send a fucking example. Yeah, who does that? Look it up. Yeah, look it fucking up. Yeah, that's not extreme. It's not that extreme in my opinion. That is extremely extreme. That is very, very fucking extreme. How'd you feel about private influence of government through campaign contributions? Same thing. Yep, same thing. Speaking of a UBI, the Venus Project by Jack Frecko. No, I haven't seen that at all. And anyway, all I'm really trying to get at here is that I hope that, like, my point, I think that we got derailed a lot with, like, what I'm really trying to say with this stuff. But here's what my point is. My point is, whenever you have a tragedy like the school shooting or something like that, you have a situation where everybody is only talking about and getting involved with the most extreme opinions that are out there. The craziest, most reactive, most fucking off-the-wall, nutball bullshit. Whether it's Ted Cruz saying it's because of video games, or Ethan saying he's going to bomb the NRA conference, or somebody should bomb the NRA conference, excuse me, and then taking it back right afterwards, which, you know, to his credit, he did do that. These are not the majority of people. These are the extreme 5% of the population, and unfortunately, all of the dialogue and everything surrounding any of these issues is dictated by this extreme, disconnected 5% of the audience, and nobody else is thinking about common sense solutions. It's crazy.
Once I get to this spot, I'm gonna hop off and go eat some dinner. Then I'll most likely hop back on, but I'm gonna take a little break. I just want to get there.
Listen,
we've been cruising for a minute now.
I don't purport to know what the solution to this kind of a problem is, and if you want my honest opinion, I don't think that there is like one solution. I think it's like 5 things you have to do at the same time. That's about it. I'll read some comments and then I want to move on and talk about there's this fucking I can't even say it. Oh my god, I can't even say it. This like NFT fucking thing. Like it's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. Yeah, I've gotta get into that. All right, let me look at the rest of this stuff.
I wonder if it would have been faster
going
this way.
Exactly, because conversation is dictated by the extreme Taylor and polar ends. And yeah, let's read a few of these comments. Yeah, the NFT drama. I know, bro. It's gonna be lit. We're gonna look at it in just a minute, okay? And let's see here. And you're supposed to income, but how do you plan to enact that? It'll be supported by taxes. U.S. debt's already monstrous, not to mention if it was thing. People wouldn't work, just live off it, make taxes, less taxes available. It's not feasible. Yeah, I mean, we can get into that, but I think
that doesn't seem good.
Like, you bring up good points, and I'd have to really sit down and, like, have that thing in front of me and, like, actually address every point. Because you're not wrong about anything you're saying. Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's see here.
Where you
I'll
at?
read a few comments from the chat, and then we'll move on, as I said. Why is it working in other countries, though? Universal basic income? I think there's a million. I mean, like, other countries are very different than the U.S. in a lot of ways. And what are your thoughts on the rise of China as a competitor in World War III? I don't think we're going to have a World War III. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I know there's a lot of people that want it, and they think it's a good thing. There's people that work at, what's it called, Blackwater, and people that are military stuff, and yeah, of course they want that. Of course they want World War III. But it's not going to happen. Too much to lose, yeah. If there's a World War III, everybody on the planet's going to die with like radioactive, like fucking residue. And
I'm gonna kind of circle the island.
There you go. So don't worry about it
Might as
too
well.
much.
While it's still dark and
Probably
raining.
a bad thing. That's why I think that a lot of people understand that, right? There was like this whole concept of MAD, mutually assured destruction, which was during the Cold War, and it pretty much said that, like, you know, if the U.S. and Russia actually got into a war, everybody would die in both countries. Like, that's it. And let's see the rest of this. Don't be anxious, you're dying. Yeah, it's just not gonna. It's not gonna be a thing. As a social worker, the hardest part of me is seeing everybody care and then forget about the issue 1 week from now. Trauma lasts longer than the media news cycle. Well, that's because a lot of people care, but they care in an abstract sense. Like, they see something bad happen, and I don't think this is, like, really a bad thing. I think this is just how the human mind works. is like you don't really know a lot of the people that got shot, you know, at the school, right? You don't know them, so like you can move past that because you're not emotionally connected to the same way, and then you just move on to the next bad thing that happened. And also another thing is like you just go from one bad thing to another thing. Yeah, proximity to the trauma, exactly. And I think also you have people that make statements about this stuff. Like usually I don't really talk about this kind of stuff unless I actually have something to say about it. Because I think that there are people that are like, you know, social media influencers and stuff like this, and like every single time an event like this happens, they make a tweet about like how bad it is, etc. I don't really do this all the time. Sometimes I do, but I only really add in something that I actually like, something that's actionable, right? For example, like how I said that they shouldn't use the person's name or their face. Like I honestly think that mass shootings would go down, especially the school shootings with like crazy fucking manifesto weirdos. I think that kind of stuff would go down a lot if you didn't show their name or face and you never read their manifesto or talked about it at all, and it was completely confidential. I think they would go down. Yeah, you can't say their name, don't show their face, don't do anything. Research confirms that. Please link it to me. I'll look at it myself. And it's fucked if you believe in afterlife, 100%. It's fucked if you believe in the afterlife with 100% conviction. You don't feel bad for people who died. I don't want to talk about that. That's weird. Let's see here. And civil war will start by being against street crime, by vigilante justice, spread to being against minorities. That's when it becomes Escape from New York 2030. Okay, man. All right. Well, just keep building your bunker in the backyard, man. You'll be okay by the time it happens. Yeah. Hopefully you'll have it finished by then. You build like your whole fallout shelter, your bunker, right? The whole thing. I know I'm spamming. If you look at how effective Australian gun control laws are. I think that you can immediately rule out making the U.S.
I don't want to live in the mistlands. Don't want to live in the swamps.
So I think it's much
Don't want to live in the
to make that argument
plains.
with Australia,
I'm hoping that there's a
versus
black
US.
forest or
Yeah, it's just-
meadows
it's true. There's no bordering countries to
attached to
Australia.
this island.
And there's nothing you can do at this point. Pandora's box is wide open. Yeah. And also, like, I think that here's what my like long-term scale question mark. What about Canada? Can do it with Canada though. Yeah, you can do it with Canada. I think Canada would be a better example than Australia. You're right about that. Yeah, I mean, Australia is a really big island. Okay, so yeah, of course that's going to be different than a country that borders like Mexico, right? That's where like a lot of drugs come from Mexico, etc., like that too. Of course, it's common sense. And yeah. Anyway, so what I'm really trying to get at is this. I forgot what I was going to say. What was I saying? What was I talking about before this? That just completely fucking distracted me. I actually thought I had something really important to say, and I'm trying to scroll up to see if anything can remind me, but I completely fucking forgot. Yeah, I literally fucking forgot about this whole thing. Oh my god, I'm pissed, man. NFT shit? No, there's something else beyond that. Oh wow, Lost Ark being pay to win. Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah, for sure. And let's see if I can find the rest of this stuff. The U.S. gun the manifesto. Oh yeah, the school shooters. Yeah. And so I think that would definitely make a pretty big impact on like lowering that kind of stuff. Absolutely. Now, it would be a guarantee. No, I don't think so. But here's why I don't really focus a lot on like the like trying to remove all guns. Is that I think in the future it will be impossible to do that. And the reason why I think that it will be impossible to do that is because the technology and the ability to create guns through 3D printing and things like this will become more and more prevalent, and more people will have direct access to manufacturing in that way. Yeah, it already is. It will become more like that. So I don't think that you can just take all the guns away and then this is going to be a permanent solution, because I think people will be able to 3D print them. And I'll show you guys. Let's see. 3D printed gun. So take a look at this. I 3D printed a Glock to see how far homemade guns have come. And so maybe we can watch this. This is all of these videos are very, very long, but you can clearly see how this is going to happen. You can already 3D print guns. Yeah, there you go. So this kind of stuff will continue to happen. And so I think that if you remove guns and you remove stuff like that, I don't think that's a complete solution, because people will still be able to access them with no other interaction from any other person. Is this TOS? I don't think so. I mean, fuck it. If this is TOS, fuck Twitch. There's no way. They're single-use, one-shot? No, they're not. 3D printed AR goes full semi-auto. Yep, no, they're not. All right, next. Yep, any more? Thoughts on restriction on ammo? Why could they not restrict ammo? You can make gunpowder quite easily. How far away are people from being able to 3D print a bullet versus a gun? Watch the full video. Yeah, and also, like, keep this in mind. So, yes, they are. You need special other parts made. The firing mechanism is from a real gun. Okay. All right. Let me say this. Let's assume everything you said is correct. I'm not going to argue with you. This is a video of a 3D gun from 3 years ago. This is a video of a 3D gun from 5 days ago. How good were the 3D guns 5 years ago? How good were they 10 years ago? They were shit. And so they've continued to get better. And are we all supposed to believe
I'm
that's just going to
freezing.
stop? Is that it? So this is just simply going to stop?
Oh,
Watching us run right now,
God.
you can make a bomb in 2 hours, but it's frowned upon, so not many people do it. No, it's because of the information, and looking up the information is harder to do. Yeah, you can make, of course you can make a bomb. Absolutely. But I think that having to make a bomb, it's very dangerous to make a bomb, too. It's extremely dangerous. You're not informed at all on the subject and make speculations as arguments. All right. I'll take a couple of these, then we got to move on to the NFT thing. Bishops. What am I not informed about? Bishop, what am I not informed about? Because I want to read what am I not informed about? What do I not understand about this topic? Yes, what do I not understand? 3D printed guns need metal parts. I said it. 3D printed guns need metal parts. Uh-huh. Okay, now what? Yep, they cost 15K. How much did a computer cost in 1970? 40. There were computers in 1970, my mom, so like my grandfather was like a pilot in World War II, and he flew airplanes as a cartographer after World War II. And he taught my mom how to fly, and like my mom could straight up have flown an airplane. And because of that, she went around, like whenever computers came out, she went to different places to find, a computer that could digitally, or not digitally at that point, be able to calculate different types of mapping for cartography. And because of that, my mom was on the cutting edge of computers, even in the 70s. And computers that you guys see, like I could go right now, it would take me like 10 minutes, and I don't want to because like my closet's like fucking, it's a mess. But I actually have an old Osborne computer that has like the tiny little fucking screen on it. And that was like
So it just looks like it's Mistland in swamps.
She flew around the country for her dad, my grandfather,
So with that being
trying
said,
to find a computer in the 70s. And they were in the tens of thousands of dollars. So your argument that because the technology is expensive at the current moment, that it makes it hard to access is just simply not a very good argument, based on the context of every single
gonna
type of
dock it right
technology that's
here.
ever existed in history.
and go eat.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. I mean, so
This is our new home.
I'll make up a story. I know it's not true. Exactly. 3D printing was expensive as fuck even 7 years ago. Now you can buy a $200 kit. Yeah, sure. Are we talking too much speculation about the future, boys? It's not speculation, man. If you got multiple points on a graph, you can direct where a line is going to go. And that's it. It's not heard of the internet. And what's this here? Multi-material 3D printers will eventually be in homes? Exactly, it will be. Yep, that's exactly right.
Alright, I'm gonna
Guns
call
aren't
it
that
there.
complicated.
I'm
No,
gonna
they're
go
not.
eat.
I think that, like, what's the gun?
I'm gonna chill for a
don't have
bit.
three moving
And
parts.
probably hop back
My
on.
dad's like an expert in guns. He knows a lot
Take it
about fucking
easy.
guns. He can like fucking, he can literally probably